Hello. Welcome to Puffs and Poetry. I'm your host, Jessica, a writer, cannabis aficionado, and poetry lover. Today, we are reading some poems from beloved American poet Mary Oliver. But before we get into those, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm smoking today. I have my trusty lineup here with me. I have my chill steel pipe, my flour mill grinder, and my toker poker. In my grinder today is a strain called Papaya Punch from Humboldt Nations. This is an indica dominant hybrid. It is a type 1 chemotype, which means that it is THC dominant. There is a negligible amount of CBD and other cannabinoids in this weed. Now, it is an indica dominant hybrid, which oftentimes people associate indica with sedation and sleepiness and being lethargic, but that is not always the case for hybrids. Sometimes hybrids take on the characteristics of their parent strains in terms of effects, and sometimes they don't. So let's pack a bowl, and then we'll get to some poetry. I don't know if the mic is strong enough to pick it up, but as you can see, the tree above me, it's an apple tree, is in bloom, and it is buzzing. It is alive with bees and other insects collecting the pollen, and it is simply gorgeous. That's nicely fruity. It has a very gassy smell in nug form and when ground up, but when you hit it, the flavor is much more fruit forward, which is what I would expect for a strain named Papaya. All right, let's get into it. Today we are reading from New and Selected Poems by Mary Oliver, which is a collection of poetry from several of her different books. We are starting with, there's my weed wrapper, my bookmark. We are starting today with one of my all-time favorite Mary Oliver poems, one of the first poems of hers that I read, and the first poem to make me go, I think I like this lady. This poem is called The Sun. Have you ever seen anything in your life more wonderful than the way the sun every evening, relaxed and easy, floats toward the horizon and into the clouds or the hills or the rumpled sea and is gone? And how it slides again out of the blackness every morning on the other side of the world like a red flower, streaming upward on its heavenly oils, say on a morning in early summer, at its perfect imperial distance. And have you ever felt for anything such wild love? Do you think there is anywhere, in any language, a word billowing enough for the pleasure that fills you as the sun reaches out, as it warms you, as you stand there empty-handed? Or have you too turned from this world? Or have you too gone crazy for power, for things? I just love how the ending twists and grabs you. Or have you too turned from this world? All right, let's see. This poem is called The Journey. One day, you finally knew what you had to do, and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles, "Mend my life," each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. It was already late enough in a wild night and the road full of fallen branches and stones, but little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds. And there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. My throat gets so dry at this high elevation in these arid desert temperatures. And I find that if I don't have water near me when I smoke, I just get wicked cotton mouth. Like wicked cotton mouth. So if you live at a high elevation, tell me, do I get used to that? Does that go away? Or do I just forever drink two extra bottles of water every day? Because it feels like the latter. This poem is called In Blackwater Woods. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of the cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this, the fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. I don't know if the magpie chasing the raven with something in its mouth made it into this frame, but I really hope it did. This poem is called No Voyage, and I believe it's from Mary Oliver's first book of poetry. No Voyage and Other Poems, published in 1963 and 1965. This is the title poem from the first book, No Voyage. I wake earlier now that the birds have come and sing in the unfailing trees. On a cot by an open window, I lie like land used up while spring unfolds. Now, of all voyagers I remember, who among them did not board ship with grief among their maps? Till it seemed men never go somewhere. They only leave wherever they are when the dying begins. For myself, I find my wanting life implores no novelty and no disguise of distance. Where? In what country might I put down these thoughts? Who still am citizen of this fallen city? On a cot by an open window, I lie and remember, while the birds in the trees sing of the circle of time. Let the dying go on, and let me, if I can, inherit from disaster before I move. Oh, I go to see the great ships ride from harbor, and my wounds leap with impatience. Yet I turn back to sort the weeping ruins of my house. Here or nowhere, I will make peace with the fact. I love the line in there. I lie like land used up while spring unfolds. Our last poem for the day is called Beyond the Snow Belt. And as it is spring, it might seem odd to read a winter poem, but I promise you this one stands in all seasons. Over the local stations, one by one, announcers list disasters like dark poems that always happen in the skull of winter. But once again, the storm has passed us by. Lovely and moderate, the snow lies down while shouting children hurry back to play, and scarved and smiling citizens once more sweep down their easy paths of pride and welcome. And what else might we do? Let us be truthful. 2 counties north, the storm has taken lives. 2 counties north, to us, is far away. A land of trees, a wing upon a map, a wild place never visited. So we forget with ease each mortality. Peacefully from our frozen yards we watch, our children running on the mild white hills. This is the landscape that we understand. Until the principle of things takes root, how shall examples move us from our calm? I do not say that it is not a fault. I only say, except as we have loved, all news arrives as from a distant land. I'm being hit with petals falling from the tree. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for spending some of your time with me, and as always, with Mary Oliver. Till I see you again, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a wonderful day.